Yo, what is going on YouTube? 4.4 is here, and it is wonderful, it is beautiful, and it is full of some amazing content. I am super excited. If you pulled for Cloud Retainer, I hope you got her very quickly. I hope you did not go to pity or you did not lose the 50-50. She looks incredible. If you did get her, you're going to be facing this big dumb oaf behind me quite a few times, the Solitary Suanni. I think I said that right. I might have butchered that, and I do apologize if I did. But it is a pretty simple world boss. It can be a little complicated because he hits very hard. Unlike Hypostasis, it does not have any point of immortality, so you can attack it and do damage from start to finish. So if you have a team that dishes high amounts of damage, you can just run right through this thing. If you can nuke, bombs away. Plain and simple. But if you can't, be very careful because it can hit back very hard. It will punish you if you do not understand its attack patterns and you end up taking one of its blows. Even if you can do a high amount of damage, you want to just be careful because again, you do not want to take one of its attacks. Now it does have two phases. Unlike the Hypostasis, again, if you one-shot the Hypostasis, it's instantly going to make you go to that healing phase it has where you have to stop it from healing and to finally finish it off. Unlike that, you do not have to instantly go to that phase. It is just dead. So you can get past and bypass the two phases. Now, if you do not have a team that can do high amounts of damage, don't worry. I think I found a little exploit, not really an exploit, but I think I found its weakness that can really help benefit you to take this thing on and defeat it with ease. I mean, this is so simple, so easy. There's definitely an easy way to beating this thing, and there's a bit of a tougher way, but we're going to be going over that. First of all, let's just dive right into the normal attacks that it has. It has 4 normal attacks. 2 of the attacks are 2-hit combos, and the other 2 attacks are just 1-hits. All 4 of its normal attacks are very easy to spot, and therefore very easy to anticipate and dodge. We're going to be going over the 2-hit combos first. The first 2-hit combo that we're going to be talking about, the kind of signal or tell that it has, is it's going to start rising up with a little bit of an anemo wind sphere underneath of it, kind of like from Avatar The Last Airbender, if you know what I'm talking about. But when you see that, the first attack is going to be some tail AoE attack. It's going to be very close range, and then it's going to be followed by a front paw like ground attack where it's going to slam both of its paws on the ground, doing a directional hit towards you. Now you're going to want to dodge to the side. You are not going to be able to jump over it. Do not ask how I know that. I'm so sorry, Aiden. The second 2-hit combo, you're actually going to be able to tell by its tail is going to start to glow. When it starts to glow, it's going to rise up and it's going to whip its tail twice. Each time it whips its tail, it is going to have an anemo kind of wind slash that is going to be thrown at you. It does have some decent range and it does hit hard. Now, the farther you are away from it, the easier and the more time you're going to have to dodge those slashes. But it is pretty easy to predict where those slashes are going to go, so the more you fight it, the more you understand its positioning and kind of how it attacks, and you're going to be able to dodge at close range pretty easily as well. The first single hit attack, it's just going to have this pool of water underneath of you. You're going to start to see it. You're just going to want to get out of that. It is going to slam its tail into that pool of water, so you can just run towards the front of it and start dishing damage and attacking it while it just hits that water. It's very easy to tell and very easy to dodge. And then the second attack is the same thing on the other side. It's actually going to raise its paw, and you're going to see wind around that paw, and it's just going to slam it down, and it's just going to be very quick, not much damage, and it's going to have very little AoE. I was not able to get a video of it. Every time I did it, it was very close range when I was in front. It didn't do it often, and I was just in the way, so you couldn't really see it in the video. But you're going to be able to tell exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, it doesn't do much damage, and it's pretty easy to tell and then get out of the way of it. Now, the first phase you are going to have with this is going to be the freeze stage. This is by far the easiest. This is the tip and trick for players that cannot dish high amounts of damage. Now, you do not need a freeze team for this phase. The first time I saw it, I had no idea what it was, no idea what to do, and I was just so confused. All I did was just run to the outside. It's going to summon a bunch of Hydro onto the ground, and it's going to dish a bunch of damage, but you can just run off to the side, avoid it. After a couple of seconds of it splashing around, it is just going to stop, and you can run back in and start attacking it again. So you do not need cryo characters to beat this thing. But that is the tip and trick for players that cannot dish a ton of damage. It makes it so much easier. When I brought my Ayaka Freeze team in and I froze this thing, what you want to do is then just apply Pyro for a melt reaction. When you do that, it is going to immobilize it. And then I just beat the ever-living crap out of it. It got back up and I instantly froze it, used the melt reaction, and immobilized it again. So I don't know how many times you can do that in a row, but I mean, I just absolutely melted that thing. It was so easy. So if you do not have a team that can dish a high amount of damage, I highly recommend taking advantage of that first phase. Freeze it, apply Pyro for that melt reaction, and then just start wailing on it. I used Rosaria. Rosaria is a great 4-star character. You can get her pretty easily. Same thing with Xiaoling and Bennett. Those are all 4-star characters. I mean, the only 5-star I was using was Ayaka, and I mean, you can replace Ayaka with Kaya. and we all get him for free. So you can make a decent little melt team and really take this thing on and just destroy it, and it was super easy. So if you cannot do a high amount of damage and you're a newer player, don't worry, that is the little exploit that you can take advantage of. If it still takes you a little bit to kill it, it's going to have a second phase where it's going to summon 3 spirit wind pearls. Those 3 wind pearls are going to appear and start moving all in the same direction. You need to apply an element to them to break them. You can use any element except for Dendro and Geo. You also can use a bow user and apply whatever element that way as well. If you break all 3 of those wind pearls, you will mobilize it and you'll just be able to start attacking it. If you do not take out all 3 wind pearls, then it will have this Anemo kind of burst shockwave, and it will deal a ton of damage. It is not fun. I got one-shotted when I accidentally missed it, and then the rest of the wind pearls, how many are left, will turn into tornadoes that are all over the arena as you are also trying to fight him. So you really want to make sure that you take out all 3. Now here are some things to be careful of that phase. If you try to take out all 3 on the ground by running around and just hitting them, the center will kind of suck you in and it'll dish a ton of damage. It'll be really hard to get out of, and it's really annoying, so you have to be careful of the center because it will trap you. Now you also, like I said, can use a bow user. The problem with that is as well is that all 3 targets are moving, and sometimes they'll move and go behind him, and you won't be able to get an arrow through to take it out, so be careful of that. In my opinion, the easiest way to get past this phase is when all 3 wind pearls are spinning around, you want to go in the direction against them, so they're going to be moving and coming towards you, and just do normal attacks on them, and use a character that can apply a lot of whatever element they are. So Bennett, his skill comes back real quick. Ayaka's a great person to use. Nahito, she's being rerun right now. So that's what I'd recommend to easily take out all 3 wind spears, but there are multiple ways to destroy them, so whatever's easiest for you. But that is it. I hope this helped. I hope you're able to get Cloud Retainer to 90 as soon as possible. She looks amazing. I hope she makes a big difference on your account. I don't know about you, I'm stoked about 4.4. I'm here with my Coco Goats. As you can see, I am the #1 licensed Coco Goat herder, so not trying to brag, but that is my certification. I am looking forward to exploring this area. It looks beautiful, looks amazing. We're going to be getting a ton of quests, so I hope you are excited. 4.4. I know it has some controversy with Lanternite, but it looks incredible. I'm so excited to dive into this content. I really hope that this video helped you. The new world boss honestly seems amazing. I hope more world bosses are kind of like it. I think that it is one of my favorite in a while. That is my favorite goat. His name's Jerry. Say hi, Jerry. Say hi to YouTube. But that is it, guys. I hope this helped. Good luck with your grinding for Cloud Retainer, and peace.